Let's dive into a crazy legal case. An amateur archaeologist finds a treasure, but could he keep it?
You know that saying, right? Well, let's see what happens when finders keepers actually goes to court.
So this all starts with a guy named Leonard Charrier, an amateur archaeologist from Louisiana.
And what he found was just incredible. 2.5 tons of 18th century Native American artifacts.
He'd studied old maps and zeroed in on this one spot, the Trudeau plantation. He knew it was important.
Now, here's a huge catch. The guy who gave him permission, he was just a caretaker, not the real owner.
And that's what kicked off this huge legal fight when the Tunica Biloxi tribe stepped in. The whole case really boiled down to one legal idea: abandoned property. It's the official term for finders keepers.
So the big question was this: were these items just left behind, or were they intentionally buried?
Charrier had a backup plan, though. He argued that even if he wasn't the owner, he should get paid.
His argument? His hard work enriched the tribe, and it cost him a ton of time and money.
So, the court had two big things to decide. First up, were the artifacts actually abandoned?
Yeah, could someone just come along and claim these sacred objects simply because they found them first?
And the court's answer on that was a hard no. Absolutely not.
This quote really sums it up. The court said it all comes down to intent when something's buried.
So the court made it official. The Tunica Biloxi tribe were the rightful owners of the artifacts.
Okay, but what about his claim for all his hard work? Did the court think he deserved something?
Well, the court denied that claim too. It really followed logically from their first decision.
The court said he didn't enrich anyone, he just ruined their ancestral burial grounds. Ouch.
So, in the end, after all that work, Charrier walked away with absolutely nothing.
So why do we still talk about this case from '86? Because its impact on cultural heritage law was huge.
Basically, this case drew a bright line in the sand. Burial goods are not abandoned property. Period.
And all this really forces us to ask a pretty tough question about these kinds of discoveries.
Where's the line between historical discovery and grave robbing? Charrier vs. Bell gives one very powerful answer.